Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, text 23. Gata sangasya muktasya jnana vastita chetasaha yagya cha rataha karma samagram praviliyate. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. Becoming fully Krishna conscious, one is freed from all dualities and thus is free from the contaminations of the material modes. So yesterday we heard that the duality exists in the material world. Material world is full of duality. If we see a son, it means there is father. There is a father. That's why we are calling him a son. If we say a boss, that means he has someone under him. That's why he's being called the boss. So, these dualities are there. But what happens on the absolute platform? Becoming fully Krishna conscious, one is freed from the dualities. One is free from dualities when one revives fully his Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the original position of every living entity, of each and every living entity. So then he can become liberated because he knows his constitutional position in relationship with Krishna, and thus his mind cannot be drawn from Krishna consciousness. So he's free from contamination of material modes because he's already situated on his original platform that I'm a soul, I'm an eternal servant of Krishna, I'm going to act in Krishna consciousness. He does not identify himself with the body anymore. He might be still inside the body. He might still be there in the body, but he does not look at himself as the body. He does not think of himself as the body. He has completely realized his original position. And that is what means liberation. Liberated from the modes of material nature. He's fully understood his position, not only in theory, he knows it as a fact. And because he knows it as a fact, and that is our original position, then he does not want to do anything with the body. He does not have the need that I want to control this material nature, or I want to enjoy my senses, because he says that that's not who I am. That's not who I am. Consequently, whatever he does for Krishna, who is the primeval Vishnu. So, because he's situated in his original position, constitutional position, in relationship with Krishna, then so his every thought, word, and action is for the pleasure of Krishna. How can I please Krishna? So even if he is in a particular position in society, his only consciousness is, how can I please Krishna? For example, Maharaj Janak, a great king, but he's a pure devotee of the Lord. He did not give up his kingdom, but he ruled the kingdom in Krishna consciousness. In Krishna consciousness, that how can I please Krishna? By doing my duties properly as the king. This is what it is. And Krishna says, Yat karoshi, yat juhosi, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you accept or give away, do it as an offering to me. So this is whatever he does for Krishna. Therefore, all his works are technically sacrifices, because sacrifice aims at satisfying the Supreme Person, Vishnu, Krishna. The resultant reactions to all such works certainly merge into transcendence, and one does not suffer material effects. So a person, when he's acting in Krishna consciousness, for example, he is taking care of his family with the intention that Krishna has put me in this position, so let me take care of them with that how can I please Krishna? How can I please Krishna? take care of them so nicely, looking at them as parts and parcels of Krishna, that they are also the beloved of Krishna. So how can I serve them in that way? So whatever he's doing for the pleasure of Krishna. And because of that, he's not personally waiting to get any result. He's not saying, oh, I'm going to take care of my family because I'm going to get something out of it. When we put that, oh, because I'm going to get something out of it, means we are waiting for that result. And because we are waiting for that result, then we have to continue to live here in the material world, because that's our desire. I want to experience this thing that I'm going to get because I have done something, because I have acted in a certain way. I'm going to get a certain result, and I'm waiting for that result. I want to enjoy that result. I want to experience that result. And that is what continues to keep us in the material world. But if we say, I'm going to do whatever I need to do for the satisfaction of Krishna, the result is in Krishna's hand. I'm not attached to the result. I'm just going to work because that's what I have to do, that for the pleasure of Krishna. Then I am not waiting to experience or to enjoy the result. So I don't need to be here anymore. I don't need to be in the material world. And that's the reason, that's the liberated platform. That's the liberated platform, doing everything for the pleasure of Krishna. And so that's the reason Krishna is saying, okay, you like to do something, you do it. Don't worry, you do it. That's your nature. You like to do it, but you do it as an offering to me. Why? Because he does not want us to continue to live in the material world and suffer in the material world. He knows that the longer we hang around here in the material world, the longer we are going to suffer. And he wants us to come back quickly. So he's showing us a way that we are going to act. Okay, act, but offer the result to me. Is that okay? Any comments or questions? So if nothing, then we'll stop here for today. And how do we reach to this point? How do we reach to the point that let me, yes, actually give up all the result for Krishna. Let me do anything for his pleasure. That is the original position of every living entity, Krishna consciousness. How do we reach that? Begins by hearing and chanting. Hearing about Krishna from Bhagavatam, from Bhagavad Gita, and chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And we will reach that position. Will. So thank you for listening and joining in. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.